Hey, I just want to talk to you about pelvic positions and relative spinal position and hip position. So one of the things that I've really shifted as an osteopath in the last 2 or 3 years is how I look at when I see somebody and I'm looking at their back and I'm looking at, okay, what position is the spine in? And I might see somebody and they seem to be like really side bent one way, or they're shifted here, and so I would do a test to see what the function is going on through what the motion is at these joints. What I do much more these days is I will first of all look at their position and think, okay, where is their pelvis? Because I've got unruly hunts here. So given that most of us will live in a position where we're a little bit back on the right and a little bit forward on the left, that already has a change on the relative hip joints. Okay, so you can see that these move into slightly different angle of availability. And if we then add on layers such as the right side of the hip hiking up, now you can see that already that will start to create a side bending in the spine through here. Okay, so we've still got this. So now we're in this position, and now you can really see what's different, but we've got to get both feet on the ground, right? So something has to give. So this is kind of scrunched up this way. Gonna make that move. That's going to be like that relatively. Okay, but we still have to keep both feet on the ground. So something else has to shift. Where are we going to like make that the availability from? So maybe we're going to have to push forward to get the foot on the ground, or anterior tilt. So the motions of the pelvis can be both going that way or that way. Okay, all of it pushing forward, shunting forward that way. So it's not a tip, but a shunt forward. One side, much more commonly, shunting forward. One side rotating back and the other forward, vice versa. Hiking more one way or the other. Okay. And when you think of that's what's happening, you think the pelvis is really the middleman. Right, the pelvis is the middleman of what's happening, particularly from the ground up, and what's coming, because the one thing that has to stay level is our eyes with the horizon. We have to try and orient ourselves in that way. So we're going to get shifts coming down through the spine as well. But I think much more the spine is just the transfer vehicle, if you like, for those forces coming up and down. There's a lot that's happening through the pelvis. The pelvis is like the crossroads. And then what's happening above and below is really where we need to kind of get a grip and think, okay, what's affecting these different positions? And what do I really need to start to change? What can I give this person to help them make changes for themselves that will mean that the changes over time are held and they had more availability on the whole spectrum of movement. Because when we're in a je position, right, then we're probably only operating at this bit of our spectrum of movement. We want to bring it up and out. And that's always the goal of treatment. And the treatment will be focused on first of all, understanding really what's happening. That's a key piece, and I really take my time. I'll get my spine out here and I'll think, okay, what is your spine doing? What's your pelvis doing? What do your hips have to do? What do your feet and ankles have to do? What's happening in your shoulders? What's going on with your jaw or your eyes that is affecting this stuff as well? So, yeah, and then I can give you exercises on the back of that. And the treatment bit is really just in support of what's happening in the tissues and what do I need to give you. And it's just another part of the vehicle to move you into a state of greater spectrum of movement and therefore comfort and therefore availability and performance.